citizenship. So I don't know if that plays in somehow, and maybe he is eligible, in fact. But if they were citizens of Canada and he was born in Canada, then he has absolutely no right to run for the presidency. But it also smacks a little bit of that whole Barack Obama birther debate thing.
Yeah, it's like
it's sort of like the Republican version of that, where people are like, "Oh, he was born in Canada."
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off. What does it matter if he was born in Canada? Honestly, like, it's America the better. Like it's think of Canada and America as like the Terminator franchise, where like America is Terminator 1, like pretty okay, but needs a lot of work, and it's kind of like, I don't know. And then Canada is like the friendlier, more awesome, like Terminator 2. Maybe not friendlier, but I mean, Canada is friendlier, but Terminator 2 isn't friendlier, so that's a bad comparison. But certainly better.
Okay, I think I got an answer here as far as like the citizenship and whatnot.
Okay, what's the deal?
Okay, this is according to Wikipedia, which may be accurate, may not be, but
Wikipedia is never wrong.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Okay, so Cruz has stated that when he was a child, his mother told him that she would have to make an affirmative act to claim Canadian citizenship for him, so his family assumed that he did not hold Canadian citizenship. In August 2013, after the Dallas Morning News pointed out that Cruz had a dual Canadian-American citizenship, he applied to formally renounce his Canadian citizenship and ceased being a citizen of Canada on May 14th, 2014.
Okay. But what is that? Does that mean that he's not eligible then because he was a citizen of Canada?
Let's see. Well, it continues. Several lawsuits and ballot changes asserting that Cruz is ineligible have been filed, including one that pleaded only the U.S. Supreme Court can finally determine judicially and settle this issue now. No lawsuit or challenge has been successful, and in February 2016, the Illinois Board of Elections ruled in Cruz's favor, stating, quote, "The candidate is a natural-born citizen by virtue of being born in Canada to his mother, who was a U.S. citizen at the time of his birth."
Okay, so there it is. So she was a U.S. citizen, and yes, that's the key term there is natural born, which is sort of defined with a lot of minutia, but essentially, yeah, he is eligible to run. So I wouldn't be surprised if the court came out and said, yeah, he's eligible to run, you can go fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Like, the only thing that really, like, pisses me off, though, is, like, that everybody goes for the fucking religious vote, and it's like, okay, number one, we have religious freedom in this country, which, it doesn't mean, like, you have to kowtow to every fucking religion because, they think they're right. You don't have to do that. Religious freedom, basically, for those that don't know, because I see a lot of people fucking doing this, it doesn't mean that, everybody has to kowtow to your fucking beliefs. What it does mean is that if you want to go practice your religion over there, and everybody over here wants to practice their religion, they're able to. They're perfectly fine to do it.
Right.
If I'm over here not wanting to do it and just saying, you know what, fuck you guys, I'm just going to hang out and watch Netflix on a Sunday morning, or Saturday, or whatever the fuck your practices are, I can do that.
Right.
But, it does not, give you the right to force your beliefs on me. You can try, and I can tell you to go fuck yourself, and I'm perfectly well within my right to do so.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, this country for a while has had a habit of legislating according to the Christian ideals, which doesn't make sense, but, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, but I mean, George Carlin nailed it on the fucking head when he said, you know what, man, if all these religions want to get into the political game and whatnot, let them pay the admission fee like everybody else. Let them pay taxes.
Seriously.
Religion brings in billions of dollars in cash and whatnot, and they don't pay any fucking taxes. I mean, seriously.
Quick little story. Oh, what?
I mean, seriously, like, you know how much fucking money would be taken off the national debt if fucking religions were taxed?
Seriously.
Holy shit.
I mean, how much money do they take in, and how much money do they spend?
Billions.
Like, can we see those budgets?
Billions. I mean, dude, they're... and everybody's like, well, we need it for a bigger church, and because Jesus wants a bigger church. Like, okay, time the fuck out. So you're telling me this? Let's just say Jesus did exist. Let's just say that.
Well, he did historically exist.
Right, but let's just say the Jesus that they believe in existed.
Like the half son of God, half man.
Right.
Not just Jesus, the historical figure.
Just that one, not
spiritual figure.
Yeah, not the other Jesus-like figures that appear in the Bible that they ignore, but this one, this Jesus Christ, the one that actually got the marketing down right. Let's say he existed. So you're telling me that, in order to be a good Christian, you gotta, believe that he was the Son of God, or that he is God. That's kind of still screwed up in a sense. But that he needs a bigger church because a church is never fucking too big. You gotta donate money to charity and all that shit. But, forget the charity for a minute. We need a mega church. We need a church that's like a stadium because Jesus, worship God and all that. And like, no. Your churches are fine. Your churches are fine. They don't need to get bigger. You don't need high-def TVs in there. You don't need a fucking shopping center in them. Calm the fuck down.
I think there was a verse in the Bible somewhere that was like, wherever, two people gather for prayer, that's basically considered like a church, or I'm there, or something like that. Like, basically, you don't need anything more than two people gathered in a place. And even that, you don't need.
No.
You don't need more than yourself to be spiritual.
Exactly.
There's a line I saw on my Zen calendar recently that was something like, a spiritual person isn't someone who, whatever. It's basically saying that a spiritual person simply acknowledges the existence of their spirit.
Fair enough.
And you don't need anything else besides that. You acknowledge that you have a spirit inside of you, and you let that lead you to whatever path you decide is fit for you.
Yeah. And it's fucking insulting, though.
It really is. But there's a great little Frank Zappa quote where he appeared on a television show with his children, Moon and Dweezil, and they were chatting it up, and the host was just enamored with how well-mannered and how intelligent and nice his children were and everything, and they were like, Frank, your children, they're just such nice children. What's your secret? He's like, I've always said this, that my number one secret to being a parent is to make sure that you keep your children as far away as possible from religion. Let them come to it at their own understanding. Let them, wonder about it and ask questions about it and think about it and discover it on their own, and let them decide their own paths. But until then, until they're ready for it on their own, keep them as far away from it as possible.
Excellent parenting advice from fucking Frank Zappa.
Seriously. I'm starting to get really into Zappa because he's a funny fucking guy, man. He's funny, and he was just so down to earth, like didn't give a shit about anything, and oh man, so funny.
Dude, I actually posted this on Facebook. I think it was yesterday or the day beforehand. But little known fact: did you know Frank Zappa actually composed a song? Not really a song, not for the TV show, but based on the Batman '66 TV show.
No.
That's
awesome.
Dude, it is fucking terrible.
I can only imagine.
So Zappa wrote it, composed it, and fucking produced it. And I mean, it is just, holy shit! It is just, it's fucking awful. Yeah, if you search like Boy Wonder Frank Zappa on Google, it'll come up. The song is called Boy Wonder, I Love You.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's so fucky.
And basically what it is, it's, there's a song going on in the background. Basically there's music going on in the background, and it's basically Burt Ward reading fan letters to him. Like, dear Boy Wonder, I am your biggest fan. I want to spend the night tonight with you. It's like, and it's, dude, it is so fucky. It's like, it is just like Like, you see Frank Zappa's name on there, and you're just like, fuck it, it's Frank Zappa, whatever. Like, that's kind of expected, but...
Yeah, seriously.
But Burt Ward, I thought you had a little more class than that.
That's so fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Kind of funny, though.
just keep your boy Wonder as far away from my children as possible.
Seriously, especially that boy Wonder. Good lord.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But oh my god, just the. Oh my god, I see now. I gotta calm down again. Okay.
Did I ever tell you the Bill Hicks joke about like, or he has a lot about religion, but about
who doesn't have a joke about that?
Yeah, true. But about the guys who came up to him after a show and argued with him about Christianity.
No.
He made some joke, and he's like, these two guys in Alabama after a show come up to him, and he's like, "Hey, Mr. Comedian, we didn't like what you said about Jesus. You know, it offended us." And he's like, "Oh, well, forgive me." Like, that is what Christians are supposed to do, right?
Technically, yes.
Fuck off.
It's kind of like the Lewis Black joke. It's like, whenever somebody starts spouting about Jesus and the creation in the Bible, I just pull a fossil out of my pocket, show it to them, and just say, "Fossil." And if they keep talking, I throw it just over their head.
Oh my god.
He's like, there was a guy who came up to me after a show in Alabama, and he said, "Mr. Black, fossils are the handiwork of the devil." He's like, it took me a few minutes, but I had to remind myself how to breathe. Fucking Lewis Black is great. I love that guy.
Yeah, he really is.
I fucking love that guy. Yeah.
Fucking A.
Fucking A, man.
Then there's the classic Christians, you know, they wear crosses. I don't understand that. You know, when Jesus comes back, you really think he wants to see a fucking cross? Like, no, Dad, I'm not going. They didn't get the point.
Yeah, who wants to be reminded? You know,
it's not kind of like going up to Jackie Onassis with a rifle pennant, being like, "Thinking of John."
Yep. Exactly. It's like, suppose reincarnation was a thing and whatnot. Like, somebody comes back and they're just like, "Oh shit, why is everybody reminding me of why I died or how I died?"
Seriously. Walking around with hammers and nails, just like, Welcome back, Jesus.
Yeah. We missed you.
But we got you this time.
Yeah. Did you see the Mel Gibson movie that was made about you? Yeah. Apparently you invented chairs and tables.
Did you see, apparently Tyler Perry is doing some, not that I give a shit about Tyler fucking Perry, but he's doing some fucking musical called The Passion. Oh, did you see that shit?
No.
I saw some ad for it on TV, and I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. The guy who dresses up like a woman constantly figures that he's like uber Christian.
Well, he kind of is. Do you remember a movie in the box office called what was it, War Room?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
The only reason I know it exists is because of a review that I saw online by the Cinema Snob. Shout out to that fucker guy. But he was reviewing the movie, and it was another one of those like heavy like Christian Bible beating movies and whatnot. And Tyler Perry was a producer on that.
Mm-hmm.
And like when it opened up, it got to, I think it was like number 5 in the box office. 3 weeks later, it was number 1 in the box office.
Jesus.
Apparently, that's the reason.
What?
But basically, the plot of the movie, like at least from what I could understand, because it's incredibly fucky to like the nth degree. It's about a woman whose life is kind of like falling apart around her. Like her husband is cheating on her and whatnot. She's not really happy about life. There's a couple other things going on and whatnot. And she meets this old lady who teaches her like, oh, put your, that's not my closet in my house. That's my war room. That's where I go to